I'm gonna get started in just a second. I just like to have this live stream open up on my side so I can see what's going on here. It's a lot easier to do it through here than actually on my streaming application. So what we're going to be doing today is I've got the Anycubic i3 Mega here, and you can see that the extruder is off of it. I don't know for sure 100% if the extruder that I got for it is going to work, but I'm really hoping it does. Because like I said in yesterday's video, is I'm pretty positive that a lot of the Prusa stuff, the Prusa Mark III stuff, I'm pretty sure a lot of it works for the Anycubic i3 Mega. And so what I did is I went and got an aluminum red extruder from Amazon. It's not all that heavy duty, and it comes with a whole bunch of pieces and stuff that you'll be seeing me put on. So I can fix this, because you can see my old extruder right here. The top part of it is just, and I knew this was going to break eventually. And what happened was, there's this piece right here that goes in the top of the extruder. I'll show you on this one. Goes in here, and oh, not in that one. This one's different than mine. Let me see. See how this goes. Yeah, that should be where it goes, ain't it? So if that goes like that. Oh no, this might be the bottom. Let me look. Okay, yeah, right here. So that goes in there, and these really aren't that strong, and I tightened mine just a little too tight, and the whole thing, the threads busted off on the inside here, and I got a hold of Anycubic, and they wouldn't send me a new one of these pieces or one of those pieces, so I took this water weld stuff here. And this has actually worked for like the last 6 months. Minus this top part. You can see the cleaner. That's the newer bit. And then the dirtier part is the older bit that's been on there for a while. This was just put on yesterday. You were able to see, and I apologize, I don't know what all these pieces are called. You were able to see this part sticking out before. But then I think the teeth must have wore down on it or something. And the tube kept popping out. So I tried to put some more of that water weld on to see if that would work. I figured it wouldn't, but because nothing really sticks to this plastic very good. So I'm going to try to put this extruder on the Anycubic i3 Mega, and if it works, then we have a good video showing you guys, if you guys have an Anycubic i3 Mega, what extruder to go and get. And I got this from Amazon. After the live feed is done, I will be putting a link to this extruder in the legal, or I call it the legal because of my job, in the description. I work for an oil and gas company, and we have what's called the legal comment description area. And so every time I talk about the description, I think of legal. So we're going to take the stepper motor off first. I'm just going to kind of set all that aside. We got that there, and see, they gave me this to go along with it, and I'm going to actually put this one on. Well, let's see if this matches up at all. Oh, it looks like the holes match up perfectly. I may not need to take that off. Oh, so then that would go over. Oh, and I'm going to whip out the instructions real quick and kind of read through them and see what. This kind of shows you the instructions here on how to put it in. And yeah, that's a way different extruder setup. That looks like the Creality setup there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see how these match up in the back. Or how it matches up on there. I could honestly set this extruder up like that if I wanted to. It might be better. Because the Anycubic actually has another spot right back here. Screw, 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 and screw. So you don't have to set it up long ways. And I actually like how the Creality is, how it's not up and down like this, but across. So, how you doing, Super Saiyan? Doing pretty good, actually. All I got to do is get this thing set up and fixed, and then I can finally get both printers running, because I'm waiting on this part to get the Creality running, because I need to print a piece for it. So I'm not sure if I should use this rather than that. That looks like it has just more area coverage. I'm going to try to use this least amount possible and save this for in case I need it later. So for now I'm just going to do it how it goes, and then I may screw around with it later. So I'm going to put this in like so. And I'm going to try to put it this way, if it can go that way. No, that doesn't go that way. Tiny screw goes in here. I think that's for the spring. Oops. I have these tiny little screws. Up. Yeah. The crappy thing is it doesn't label like it is. It has down here, it says M418 screw, M4 shim, groove bearing, and you can basically tell what it is by looking at it. But it's just like, if you didn't know, how would you know? God, I drop stuff all the time. So, I'll put that on that. right, yeah. I should probably put this a little bit more in front. Oh, is that not big enough? Oh, it's not. Bigger one of those. I'm gonna do a little quick comparison. So here's the Anycubic. So they face completely different directions. That's alright. So that looks like that. So that will go in there. And this screw should go all the way through. And now see, with the way that it is, I'm going to have to turn it upwards because that doesn't fit across. Else I guess I did that. No, can't do that. So we make some changes to the whole way that it goes in. Watching, you're having trouble seeing, just let me know. So I'm going to try and do this way. There's one. Right down there we go. You know what's crappy about this is this one's gonna have to do in order to make this work. I'm gonna have to tighten this like crazy. I don't want it because it's not wide enough. So I'll go back in here later and we'll machine that other side a little bit more. But this stepper motor is really not all that heavy. Fitting up under there like that shouldn't be too bad. Lower this down. So now that'll work like that. That's too much. We're gonna make it work. Okay. Got the one in. Let's see where my other extruder pieces went. So we can I need a shorter screw, which I do have. Let's try. They gave me a few screws. I'm going to try one or two of theirs. There we go. There we go. Untighten this a little bit. Now I've got to put the spring in. Which I'm going to take this out for a second. I kind of only had it in at first just to kind of hold this on. But they gave me several screws, and they gave me a different, this right here is supposed to go inside that, and then this longer screw here goes inside that, and it goes all the way down into here. Set these screws in. It's pretty cool, to be honest with you, having the Anycubic's extruder go this direction. When I got the Creality Ender 3, that's one of the first things that I thought to myself is the way that this is set up is actually legit, and I'd rather it go this direction than the way that the Anycubic went. And that's because if you guys have seen any of my videos where I go up from where I change colors, and the way that I do that is by the way that I change colors is by just following, cutting it off straight and then following the previous filament with some new filament. And it's actually a ton easier to go across than it is to go from underneath. I realized that with the Creality Ender 3, it's so much easier to change the filament color while it's running without having to stop it than it is to do the Anycubic from underneath. Just the whole way that this extruder was set up on the Anycubic was just, I didn't like it. So, check this out. We've got, I'll try to give you guys some light. Got this hooked up this way. It's working just fine. This is all held on by one screw. That's the only thing that kind of worries me. But we're going to slip this bad boy in here. There we go. And then I've got to get all this situated because now this wire is not going to be able to go. It used to sit between here. Now it's not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to have to figure something out for that. But we'll go ahead and turn it on and we'll get some plastic in and we'll start extruding. And we'll see how it does. So I'll set this back down for a moment. That's really cool. I am really glad that not only did I get a new extruder for it, if this works good, that I got it that direction. It's just better. So set some plastic in here. I'll set this back a little bit. So now this is going to run across, just like the Creality Ender 3. It's going to just run like that. Alright, let's heat this bad boy up. Preheat. Temp, I'm going to put it up to 220. Just wait for it to heat up. Nice little instructional video for you guys. That's pretty legit. Going from this to this. Going from this big old ugly thing to this. So I'm just hoping that those teeth work good. Looks like it's pressing it up against there really good. We'll see after this if I need to put the different teeth on, but they looked like they were the same width around, and the Anycubics is just the teeth go all the way down, and this one they only go halfway up, and you can see that. So they basically look the same, go about the same distance. But if it has trouble extruding, I'll probably take all that off and switch them out. Then I'm gonna have to really figure out how this all goes. This is the one thing that sucks about the Anycubic i3 Mega right here is this wiring. It's just all over the place. I gotta figure out a new situation for it. I might still be able to. Yeah. Yeah. That works. Does it go all the way to the end? Oh yeah, easily. So now I'm going to need to shorten this down, because shortening the distance between here is going to print better than all that, pushing plastic all the way through here and up. I'm going to go ahead and take this and this out and shorten the plastic to where it literally just goes from here to here. But I'm going to do all that off camera. I'm not going to bore you guys with all that. Is it up to temp yet? It's at 220 degrees. Let's see how it extrudes. So we're going to do filament in. Ah, dang it. It's on backwards. That's okay. I actually don't have to take it off for anything, because I have a filament in and a filament. Well, no, I will, because when it prints, it goes that direction. But for now, I'm going to do filament remove, and it should push it in the right direction. That's crappy. Stopping somewhere. The plastic that's already up in there. And it might be because of the length of the tube. I think that's the case. Yeah. I'm going to have to take that apart, and then I'm going to have to swap that directionally, correctly. Actually, this is a, I think these are brushless motors. I have another one right here. So all we should really have to do to get this to turn the right direction is to swap the power. It should be the red. Because currently the way that it's set up, this needs to be on this side. And no matter how I turn it, there's no way to do it because of this being on this side. So I'm going to have to go in and reverse the direction that the extrusion goes, this motor goes. Let's see which direction. Well, let's take this out. Is it not gonna come out? Oh, dang. What is in there? So I'll do all that off camera. I'm gonna have to go in and see, because I think this one actually goes in the right direction. plug-in and everything. It's not the same motor. Alright, well I'm going to do all this off camera because it's going to take me a little while. So what I'm going to have to do is shorten the tube. I'm going to have to reverse the motor, the polarity of the motor. It shouldn't be too hard. I should be able to do that without having to go into the actual system itself and reversing it. I should be able to do it through the wires, just swapping out a couple. I just got to make sure. I don't have enough time right now to get on and see which one I need to swap. Because I'm pretty sure these are brushless. And if it is, I just need to switch should just need to switch 2 wires around. So we should have a negative here, and all 3 of these should be positive wires. So you've got your ground, and then these should be your 3 wires, and you should just need to take 2 and swap them. Doesn't matter which 2, you should just need to take 2 of them and swap them around. It'll swap the polarity. I'm pretty positive, but I just want to get on and do a little bit of research and make sure that that motor is in fact a brushless motor. It should be. I mean, I wouldn't see why it wouldn't be. And I may do a little bit of a test on this motor itself. See what I can do. Because if this one's polarity is correct, then I'm not going to mess with that one. I may just put that one on there. Plus, this is a lighter motor. You can see how much smaller it is. You don't need much to extrude. And with this only being held on by 1 screw, it's probably a better idea to have the lighter motor on there anyways. This one goes to the Ender 3. But it looks like it has the exact same connections as this. But now I'm going to have to break all this down and really get in there and fix it. I thought it was going to be a quick swap that I could do live. And it's not. So, well, I'll try to make a video on all of it, let you guys know what happened and what I did. Step by step and shit like that, you know what I mean. But I think I'm gonna end the live stream here and start figuring all that stuff out. So I'm gonna turn this thing off. This isn't the typical place where I have my printer set up. And pull this out. It has a really good tension to that extruder. And I think that all we need to do is change the polarity and shorten the tube. Pretty sure that's all we've got to do. So if you're seeing this, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll leave a link to this extruder in the description. And you guys can definitely go and test your own out and let me know what happens. I will see y'all later. Have a good one.